Yeah, actually, horror is there, but it's for a different purpose. Like I did it in 2007. It is a 3-year course. Then I got to work on ATR 72, then 777, 330. For the new engineers who are in the colleges, highly recommend them that do your regulatory exam.
Hey guys, welcome to the Aviation Surf podcast. And on this episode, we've got Ashish, who's currently in the United States and an aircraft maintenance engineer as well. He has been working in most of the major airlines in India, such as SpiceJet, Indigo, and Jet Airways as well before it got bankrupt. Ashish, before we get on with the podcast, please introduce yourself and why you got involved in aviation and what influenced you to become an aircraft maintenance engineer as well.
Hello, everybody. Yeah. So it's a long story. I will try to keep it short. Basically, when I was in my fifth or sixth standard middle school, I was staying in Delhi, and my house was next to the airport. I am very fond of nature, and during the night times after dinner, I used to go on my terrace for night walk and used to see the stars, the moons, and the airplanes. And I always wonder that how is it possible that such a big machine is flying, it's going wherever it want, and is able to navigate in night. If you want to like travel within on the road, at least you get the directions. But in the air, how is it possible? How they are getting directions and how they are able to communicate from suppose from India to US to Europe. It's above the ocean in the nighttime. So there was so much curiosity in my mind that I just want to know. And I used to keep counting the number of the aircrafts. It was just a curiosity, a quest for knowing more. And whenever I get an opportunity to visit the airports, I always like the ambience being around at arrivals, seeing the crew in the uniform coming out, and I feel like, yeah, this is the place. And that ambience was, I think, yeah, I have to be in that uniform. So it's like small things. I never knew that when I was thinking about it, that actually something related to that aircraft maintenance is there. But yeah, I was very much lean toward this thing and toward the aircraft and that ambience being in the airport. I have to decide about my career. So I was a medical student and go for some medical stream. But later, I ended up with aircraft maintenance, and I believe it's all because of the nature. It hears to you and the God, because I was so much inclined that this after coming into aircraft maintenance, I found myself, yeah, this I want to become. And I was not aware of it, but I thought, yeah, maybe the creation is aware of it, and it made a way for me. And I tried to appear in all the medical exams and all engineering colleges. I applied for everything, but and out of nowhere, I found an advertisement in the newspaper about aircraft maintenance engineering course. And I tried for that. I got admission, and I still remember the starting classes when they started teaching us about the airframe, the theory of flight, that how aircraft flies, how aircraft turns. And it was not a education for me. It's more like the answers which was there in my mind for last 6 years, 7 years. I always want to know. Till today, like I'm so curious, and I still have like that same enthusiasm in me that I want to know more. I want to work on more airplanes. It's not never ending, and
Okay.
it's so that thing is like it's an attraction towards the nature, and it's coming in back to back to back. I always used to tell people that aircraft is my girlfriend, and I treat her like my girlfriend. Like I have a personal bond with that,
Okay.
and I found it that yeah, when I give to the aircraft, it give it back to me.
It's
Yeah.
weird how the life takes us in a certain path, even if you have deviated. So once you have chosen the sector of this aviation industry, why didn't you choose anywhere else? There is pilots, there's cabin crew, there's flight operation sides, there's scheduling, and there's dispatching and all of that stuff. So why didn't you choose that? And
Mhm.
but why did you choose this as specifically?
Yeah, initially, I was not aware about this. Like, so many departments are there. Like, it's not because I am seriously surprised when I tell someone that I'm aircraft maintenance engineer. They
Okay.
say, "Oh, something like that exists. We never heard. We just heard about pilots and cabin crew." So, like, it gives a shock. Yeah. So, after coming into this field, we came to know that even in engineering department, we are very small department. So many people are behind engineering. So many other departments, quality. Then we have technical services and stores, logistics, and yeah, but that time I was not having any other option. But after coming to this field and knowing more about the departments, if I like given an option now, I will still remain here because like everybody is important. For the dispatcher is important, pilot is important, crew is important. Everybody is having important role. But I like challenges and I want to explore new things. So I found myself, yeah, that our day not every day is same day for us. We never know. Aircraft comes with snack. It's coming with you are waiting on the bay. Aircraft is arriving and you are thinking, yeah, in 30 minutes my shift is getting over. I have to leave to home. And it comes with a snack and you go next day to your
Okay.
home. So it's lot of challenges, new experiences.
All right. So once you've chosen this path that you're keen on doing aircraft engineering side of this industry, so what were the steps for you to get involved in this? Were there any ratings involved in this? And then what were the different kind of licenses you have to get? Can you please explain that?
So basically, it depends upon where you belong to. And like in India, we have DGCA, Civil Aviation Authority, which is the regulatory authority of the country. And in United States, like we have in Canada, we have Transport Canada, and in Europe, we have EASA. So everybody has different rules and regulation how to attain the certification or license or certificate. So everybody is having different things. But the most common thing that I found is if you are new after high school, you want to join this field, then you have to either do the training in the colleges and give exams for the regulatory authority, or you attain the experience and you show that you have that experience, and then you can attain the certification of that regulatory authority. And for army personnel, they also for defense personnel, those who are working in Air Force, they also can show up their experiences to the regulatory authority. They approve it, and then later they can appear for the exams. Once you appear for the exams, you clear all the exams. Like in US, FA is having 3 exams, and in India we have different modules, 17 modules, and it depends upon where you want to go. Like either you want to choose mechanical or you want to choose avionics. So it everything depends upon the country and its regulatory authority, and basically it has to be depending upon the specific country.
All right. So how long did the training took for you, the structure of this program? And I know it was very long back for you, but what were the costs associated with all of this program? Can you recall about it?
Like I did it in 2007. It is a 3-year course, and if I calculate in INR, it is like 3 lakh rupees for the whole 3 years. And I came to US and I checked here the colleges as well. So they are charging $40,000, $50,000 for the 3 year course. These two places I can give a better idea.
Or that, like you've stated, it is entirely depend on the country you're pursuing your licenses and type rating. So how did you go around looking for jobs after finished off your maintenance engineering course? What was your first job, and how did it feel like once you have started working in a real aircraft?
Yeah, so my first job is with Bharat Aviation, and we are on contract for Jet Airways. And I still remember like first day I can see that scenes walking below the aero bridges from the gate to my office. Still that thing is there in my eyes. And I'm walking, like I'm seeing the airplanes, the airport, that ambience. It's so live. Everybody is running, airplanes coming, departing. My shift was 9 to 5. I went back around 11 o'clock in the night. I was not feeling like going back home.
Okay.
So initially those days, because when I go to the airplane, everything is new for you. You don't know, like you just can compare, yeah, this may be aileron, this may be rudder, yeah, I have studied. But all aircrafts have, mostly externally, all airplanes are same. But that is like first aircraft for you, and you are just comparing, you are asking so many questions to the engineer or the technician there. And yeah, and I like my shift was morning, afternoon, and night. So when I used to come in morning, I used to do my duty. Then I stay back in afternoon. I like be involved with other technicians. And when I have like afternoon on second afternoon, I used to stay back night. So I used to do extra duties. Just I want to gain knowledge, and it paid me very well. Like people recognized me that he wants to learn. And then there is a special department in Jet Airways, and they shifted me there so I can learn more work. So yeah, it pays you back your all your extra efforts.
It does actually, hard work always pays back. Also during your time at Jet Air, curious to know what all aircrafts did you work on. So, what were the first aircraft you got assigned to? Was it like Boeing 777, or was it like you have like a smaller aircraft and then you move?
So the first airplane was for me was Boeing 737
Okay.
NG, yeah, and my favorite airplane is 777, and it's my dream to sign it, and I'm very much near to it. So yeah, so like it's like there on my mind that I have to sign 777.
Okay.
That's my ultimate goal. So my first airplane is 737, and then I got to work on ATR 72, then 777, 330. So yeah, so these four airplanes I got an opportunity to work on in Jet Airways.
All right. To the aspirant aircraft engineers out there who are looking into getting into this industry right now after COVID and after all of this happened. So, what insights or tips and tricks would you give them to look for jobs or look for completing this course, actually becoming successful like yours in this industry? So, what tips and tricks would you give them?
For the new engineers who are in the colleges, I will definitely like it's my I highly recommend them that do your regulatory exams in the colleges, because after you start working, it's very difficult to take out time. I could not get time from my office to appear in the exam because some work was there. So we have 3 years, we are around the books, and we are around the instructors, and we never utilize that time. And also, I say that it's not like other colleges. If we compare it to other colleges where people bunk the colleges, have fun, it's a more like professional, technical college, and we have to respect our profession. And those 3 years are enough to clear all the exams, because I met around many technicians who came out of 3 years colleges and they have not cleared a single exam. So basically, if you have to become engineer, you have to clear the exams, get your certification. Later, it will be difficult once you get out of the colleges, because you don't get time. You are busy in working, and those who are working, I will say, I want to tell them, yeah, be true to the aircraft, and don't like play with the aircraft, don't say bad words to the aircraft.
Okay.
It pays us back, yeah. So respect, and you will get back respect back from the airplane.
Like you said,
Yeah,
it's like your girlfriend, so I'm
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
sure you
it pays
shouldn't
back.
offend it any way possible.
Yeah, like see people that they used to use bad words for the airplane, but like even after walking out of the airport, if some plane is going, I just keep an eye on it.
Okay.
So one of the person, you just came from the airline, leave it, go back home. I
Okay.
said it's in my blood. Yeah.
All right. Actually, you started working in Jet Airways, then you moved your way up. So, how did you manage to get hold of other positions as well? Now we know that you worked in Indigo, now you worked in SpiceJet as well. So, how did you manage to get hold of these major airlines in the whole countries?
After working in Bharat Aviation, I applied for Indigo, and so what happened? Because of some contract issue, I just got a call. Like I still remember that day. I have a night shift next day, and my coordinator called me that Ashish, from tomorrow you don't have to come. I will tell you when you have to join next. So I was in a shock that what happened because it's a big affection to the airplanes, and you can be away for it like few couple of weeks, but you can't think of being away. Like you must have read that quote. Those who have like tasted the sky, they always walk looking up the sky. So there is a quote there. So it's very much true.
Okay.
So it's a aviation is like a drug, and those who have tasted it, it's very difficult. So that day, like I just waited for his call like two after like 2 days, 3 days. He never called back. So I asked him. He said maybe our contract is over with Jet Airways. So that day I started like putting my resume everywhere. I applied in Indigo, SpiceJet, Blue Dart, and luckily I got a call from Indigo. I appeared in the interview, and it went well. They took me, and then I because I applied in SpiceJet also. They also called me like after 2 months. So I appeared there, and like there also I got selected, and then I have to think like whether should I continue with
Okay.
Indigo or SpiceJet. Like I was in dilemma that I just joined Indigo and SpiceJet is also calling me, but then I decided to let's be with SpiceJet, so I joined SpiceJet, and then I continued with SpiceJet for a long time.
All right. So which aircraft were you working in SpiceJet by then? I think it was the Bombardier one.
Yeah, so I was working on Bombardier Q400 and Boeing 737NG.
All right. The line maintenance that happens every day and your day-to-day activities during the ground operation. So what is your day-to-day scene like, and to the people who are watching it right now who are clueless to what aircraft engineers actually do?
I spent my time in AOG department, and we used to get call that aircraft got grounded, come to the office. Till date, I never said no to anyone, even if I'm going out and I take a U-turn, come back to home, go to the airport. So line maintenance is like you know at what time you have to report to the office, but you never know at what time will you go back home. And today you may have a light day aircraft. You will do transits, walkarounds, do departures. No snag is there on the aircraft. And someday you have snags back to back, one aircraft, two aircraft. So it's like you never know what will happen next and what is there. You can't schedule your day. So it's very challenging. And in line maintenance, mostly, again, it depends. Like now I'm working in United States, and here they have a different rent as compared to India. So in India, we are having more responsibilities of doing the arrival and doing refueling and doing the walkarounds and checking all basic things which we have to check in the transit. And here, like you are on call. If there is some snag, then they will call you. So again, it's depend, but yeah, basically line maintenance is that whatever is day-to-day activity, the aircraft is coming and going. So we are handling all the aircrafts while on the ground to make sure they are fit for the next flight.
All right. A lot of people have misconceptions regarding aeroplanes and how they operate and how they fly and all that stuff. So, what are the common myths that you want to debug about airplanes?
I still remember someone asked me that how aircraft steers. So like on the ground while taxiing, how is it possible? So do they have a wheel or something like in the car that it
Okay.
steers? So yeah, so nothing like that is there. We have a separate tiller, and it's specially for steering, and in few aircraft to assist steering, we can use rudder pedals as well for small amount of deflection, so that during takeoff rolls and landing, pilot don't have to take off the like place hands onto places. So basically, there is no different wheel like a car
All right.
in the yeah. Although we have control wheel, but not like a wheel in the car. Yeah,
There's one obvious question that goes around. Do airplanes actually have a horn?
yeah. Actually, horn is there, but it's for a different purpose. For example, like captain is there upstairs and he wants to call the ground crew. So there is a horn. He will press it, and we are on the ground, we will hear the horn and then we can talk to the captain. Yes, captain, what happened? So just to save time that we don't have, he will come downstairs or he will ask someone just to catch a retraction. And suppose uh, like mostly on the all aircraft it's same, and you have avionics equipment, so it's continuously running so that in case its cooling fails, so just to inform that its fan is faulty, so there is a horn. Because
All right.
mostly our like cockpits are energized during the night time while we are doing, suppose I'm working on the engine, cockpit is energized, and if something goes bad, and that is very critical, just to make that horn. Yes,
All right.
and it's located in like nose wheel section.
All right.
So yeah, just to catch the ground crew attention, which just need immediate action.
I have one more myth that goes around here and there. Are turbulence really, they're very catastrophic, or the plane's always gonna fall down during turbulence? Does it always happen like that?
So turbulence, there is very less chances of the airplanes to fall down, but airplanes fall down during air pockets. Like you must have heard about air pockets where there is like it's a hole in the atmosphere. So if airplane goes through that and its engine cannot suck the air, so at that time it drops. But turbulence will definitely give you shakes. And but airplane is designed to take that
Withstand.
load, so
Yeah.
there is nothing to worry about it. Yeah.
Ashish, you've been working for so many years in this industry. You've been in contact with the cabin crews, you've been in contact with the pilots and all that stuff. Have you ever wondered to actually get hold of your pilot license as well while you're operating as an aircraft engineer, or wanted to switch into this pilot career that is well sought in the whole industry?
Uh, I will not switch to my pilot career. I always want to be an engineer. But yeah, definitely I want to be like attain my student pilot so that I can feel that although we get a chance to taxi the airplane on the ground, but that flying experience, I want to experience that. So definitely, yeah, it's been my list, and yeah, so definitely
I
I will
see.
do that. Yeah.
All right. So that's in your bucket list then, along with getting operated on Boeing 777, and I think 747 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I recently, like 4 days back, I got an opportunity to uh, go on that airplane, and
Amazing,
yeah,
amazing.
this like I'm working here, and seriously, it's I called it as motherland of aviation, United States.
It
You will
is.
see airplanes all around, and I just love being here.
I think
Yeah,
I think you wouldn't ever go back to your bedroom or your home as well. Now you'll be staying in the airport itself.
yeah. Like when I was bachelor, I never think about going back, but after getting married,
Oh no, oh
I
no.
I have to think about my wife too and come back home.
Has she
Yeah,
replaced your girlfriend now then?
yeah.
Oh my, oh my. All right.
I have to disappoint her and I have to leave her and come back and be with my wife.
All right, Ashish. You've worked all the way up till here, and you have come to the motherland of aviation. That's what you said. So, how did you manage to get hold of this job? If you can discuss about it, and what are you working on currently, and what aircraft are you working on in the United States?
So presently, like I just joined a company in San Francisco Airport. I recently got opportunity to work on 737 Max, Airbus 220, Airbus 320, Boeing 767, and they took me for 787. So next week I'm doing
Oh
Boeing
my,
787 course. Yeah.
she's a beautiful plane though.
So
How did you
that's
like the
what.
Airbus 220? It's pretty compact though, right?
No, it's very like so much. It's so much avionics involved in it, and I like there was a fault. I was working on Air Canada plane, so it got low oil pressure in the air, and they switched off the engine. They did emergency landing here at SFO airport, and then we replaced few components, made the aircraft serviceable, and I got opportunity to learn about that airplane. So it's a nice airplane, and its cockpit is also very nice, full avionic stuff, everything. And I like more mechanical things. Yeah.
I haven't made one thing clear. Like you've been working on so many aircrafts here and there. So are there like type ratings? Do you get involved in this, or you have so many configurations? So how did you manage to get hold of? There's so much of knowledge going around.
So basically, like it's a challenge if you are working on so many airplanes. Mostly everything is same. The basics are same for all the airplanes, and it's highly recommended that whenever you are performing a task, never go by your mind. Always refer to the manuals. So it is like our savior, and it helps us a lot. That sometimes after working on so many airplanes, and we get the confusion. We think like it should be like that, and it is not there. So we make sure that whatever work we are performing, we refer the manuals, and then we perform the task. So never use your mind. Yeah, it is all experience is also important, but yeah, always refer the manuals. So
Considering how much of the routinely schedule you have, so is your work very physically intensive? I guess it's a very clear understanding of how aircraft engineers sound like they are very physically intensive. They work around the aircraft. So does it actually happen like that?
again, it depends upon your day that how much hours you are working. Sometimes you have a light work, you come to the office, do three airplanes, four airplanes, and no snag is there. You come back home. And sometimes you have snag in the aircraft, you have to rectify it. And for example, it also depends if you are changing a small component, suppose a small single component or a light lamp, something. So it is not that much intensive work, although you have did a snag rectification. But if you are changing wheels and brakes, so it needs more physical effort from yourself. So I
Yes.
believe it all depend upon the task you are carrying out, and
All right. So now we have seen how COVID-19 has impacted the whole industry, the whole aviation industry itself. A lot of people got furloughed and a lot of people have lost their jobs. So how did you manage to get hold of during all of this time? So were you working back in India, and to the aspirants out there, aircraft engineers who actually got furloughed or who have lost their jobs? So what tips would you give them?
COVID-19 impacted aviation a lot. Still, I will say that it's not fully recovered. Even in India, even when I'm here, so I hear from the people that you will, because at SFO they have parallel runways, so you will see around 12 airplanes in, like, six here, six there in line landing. So that day it was four aircrafts I saw, and I was very happy that I can see four airplanes landing simultaneously. So they told me that before COVID it was 12. You will see a big line of aircrafts. So here also, like, so due to so many restriction by the countries, very less airplanes are coming, and things are getting better, and people who are furloughed and they are coming back, and those who are working, like in India, they started cutting salaries, few being furloughed as well. So tip is, I will say, this is good things also don't last for a long time, bad thing also don't last for a long time, and it impacted everybody. And financially, yeah, it, like, few people lost their job, they have taken loans, and they face a lot of problems. I will say stay strong, pray for everyone, and we'll hope that this aviation industry comes back up, because for those, like, who I saw few people who moved out of aviation and they started business. But if I I will be given that choice, it is like uh, very highly unacceptable for me. I will say I will work for less, but I still want to work for the airplanes. So those who are motivated about aviation, there are two type of people in aviation: those who are for money and those who are passionate. And if you are passionate and getting money as well, then you are blessed. So
Okay.
yeah, so those who are passionate and being furloughed, wait for it. You will definitely get good opportunities.
All right. So
Mm,
now, Ashish, thank you so much for coming over to this podcast and sharing your entire journey, your experiences, and the amount of work the aircraft engineers put in behind the scenes, because not a lot of people actually see that. And thank you so much for sharing so many things about the whole industry and this sector of this industry, especially. Before we end over this podcast, now we've got few rapid fire questions for you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
All right. What is one ultimate goal of your life?
Uh, like I have my personal goals and I have my professional goals, and my profession is close to my personal. Like it's also my personal goal. So the ultimate goal is to work on 777, certified 777, and I want to like work on, like it's like a dream for me. I don't know when will it come true, that whatever airplanes are there, I want to get like experience on that. I want to know those airplanes, and as much as airplanes I can work in this short life, I
Okay.
will be glad to work on it. And also, I want to get as much as certifications I can get. Like I have Indian certification, I have United States certification. So maybe in future, Transport Canada, EASA. So I'm working on that as well. So
So, what is your one, favorite airline of all the airlines? Not the ones you have worked in, but you actually want to work for.
if I choose, when I was working in India, like I'm very much like I worked for SpiceJet and it's very close to my heart. And the only reason I left because I have to come here. Otherwise, I can never thought about leaving it. But yeah, here after coming here in US, I want to work for United Airlines,
All
and
right.
because they have a big hangar at SFO. It was like built in 1970s, and they are working on all the major airplanes. So like it's a dream company
Okay.
for me. But like when I was in my school, so I have a 777 poster in Emirates library. So I always thought that I will join Emirates and become engineer there. So it depends upon how your life progress and how your things changes. So yeah.
All right. Now, just one last question. For me, like growing up, 747 was the airline I actually wanted to get close to, and it was my favorite aircraft as well. So, aside from the fact of Boeing 777, like you've stated before, which is one of the, you know, the most aircraft you wanted to work for.
Yeah, 747. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm glad because I feel so bad that all the double deckers because of COVID. For example, A380, their manufacturing is stopped and like they are out of service now. And like I was feeling so blessed that yeah, I got opportunity to step into, although it's a cargo airplane, but I was feeling yeah, thank God I step into 747 before
Okay.
it gets obsolete. Yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
definitely I love that airplane, and it's here right there in my room as well.
All right.
747-800. Yeah.
Ashish, thank you so much for coming over to this podcast and sharing your entire journey and
Yeah.
what happens behind the scenes and during all of this industry itself. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It was nice talking to you. Yeah.